Hello students, good afternoon. My name is Michelle Law and I'm here to conduct a lecture on paragraph writing. This lesson is a continuation of the lessons that were done in the previous week. Before I move on with today's lesson, I need to give some very important announcements with regard to the previous assessment that was done under business communication 1. As you all know, there is a notice uploaded to LMS. So this is the notice that is uploaded to LMS, and as you can see, this notice it is with regard to certain categories of the new students. So first of all, we have students who did not submit the assessment correctly. So we kindly request you to submit your assessments once again. Then there is another set of students who registered late. Therefore, they were not able to submit the assessment before the given deadline. So now there is a new deadline and you have the ability to submit the assessment before the new deadline. Then there is another category of students. I have said if there are students whose CPA number is not included in the list, and if you have not submitted the assessment, please submit your assessment. So as you may already know, students are continuously registering with our university. Therefore, I have included a list of students who were registered by the time I put up this notice. But there are students who registered even after this notice and they haven't submitted the assessment yet. So even though your CPA number and name may not be included in this notice, if you have not submitted the assessment, now it is the time for you to submit the assessment. And please remember that the deadline is on 10th of June 2021. I will repeat this announcement in Sinhalese as well. I'm sorry, I won't be able to give this announcement in Tamil as I am not good in speaking in Tamil. මේ notice එක පුතේ අපි කලින් submit කරපු letter writing assessment එක සම්බන්ධවයි. එතකොට මේකේ ළමයි ශිෂ්‍යයන් තුන් විදිහක් ගැන මම notice එක දාලා තියෙනවා. එකක් තමයි අපි දුන්න assessment එක deadline එකට කලින් ළමයි submit කරලා හිතුවට අපිට ඒ assessment ලැබිලා නැහැ. ඒ ළමයින්ගේ list එකක් තියෙනවා. අනිත් ළමයි තමා assessment එක දුන්නාට පස්සේ අපිත් එක්ක register වෙච්ච ළමයි කොට්ටාශයක් ඉන්නවා. ඒ ළමයින්ටත් assessment එක නියමිත වේලාවට කලින් ඉවර කරන්න බැරි වෙනවා. එතකොට දැන් මේ අලුත් deadline එකට ඒ පස්සේ register වෙච්ච ළමයි කොට්ටාශයට assessment එක submit කරන්න අපි අවස්ථාව දීලා තියෙනවා. තවත් ළමයි පිරිසක් ඉන්නවා. මම මේ notice එක දානකොටත් පහුවෙලා register වෙච්ච ළමයින්ට අමතරව තවත් ළමයි පිරිසක් ඇවිත් ඉන්නවා නම් ඒ ළමයින්ටත් මේක තමයි අවස්ථාව මේ දීලා තියෙන assessment එක submit කරන්න. සරලවම කියනවා නම් ඔයාලගේ නම CPM number එක මේකේ නැහැ වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම ඔයාලා assessment එක submit කරලත් නැහැ වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම ළමයි ඉන්නවා නම් දැන් තමයි ඔයාලට අවස්ථාව තියෙන්නේ මේ assessment එක submit කරන්න. ඉතින් තව දවස් කිහිපයයි තියෙන්නේ. ජූනි 10 වෙනිදාට කලින් මේ assessment එක කරුණාකරලා submit කරන්න කියලා මම කාරුණිකව ඉල්ලා සිටිනවා. Okay, so there might be some students who think that okay, might be another deadline and perhaps before that next deadline we will be able to submit the assessment. I'm sorry, it's very difficult for me to give you another deadline because these days we are actually working on our second assessment and so are the other departments of the university. So the best thing that you can do is complete this assessment and finish the work of this assessment before the next assessment that we give. And of course, before the 10th of June, so that you can then focus very clearly on the next assessment and do it successfully. And some students might think that we can just send an email, we can email the assessment. Unfortunately, due to the prevailing situation in the country, all assessments are going to be via LMS. So you will, whether you like it or not, you have no option. You have to submit the assessment via LMS. So try your best to submit it via LMS in the correct manner instead of just trying to send it to me as an email document. Okay, so that's all I have to say about the notice. And if you still have any problems, please feel free to drop an email to my email address, and I will clarify any doubts that you have with regard to our first assessment on letter writing. Okay, today I'm going to start my lesson on paragraph writing, and I will first switch off the the video, and then continue my lesson. Okay, so paragraph writing is one of the main important lessons that we cover under Business Communication 1. The reason as to tell you why paragraph writing is important is because we in Sri Lanka, most of our exams are based on written exams. Therefore, you need to learn to write properly, right? So sometimes you write paragraphs, you write essays, but there is no good organization in the essays or paragraphs that you write. So that's why we consider this lesson as one very important lesson. And with my own experience, when I was an undergraduate, the one big problem that I was facing was I didn't know exactly whether I'm answering the question or whether I'm including what I should include in a paragraph, or are there points that should not be included. I didn't know how to clarify, but through these paragraph writing lessons, we are going to teach you how to organize paragraphs well. But keep in mind that a paragraph is of course different from an essay. An essay it's a combination of 2 or 3 paragraphs, whereas a paragraph is just one single paragraph. And essay writing, we will be focusing on essay writing in our next semester. And in this semester, we are going to focus on how to organize a paragraph well. But please don't misunderstand that this is going to be the type of an essay. No, this is the type of writing a correct paragraph. When you take an essay, there are introductory paragraphs, body paragraphs, and concluding paragraphs. So here we are going to talk of it's like the body paragraphs of an essay, the body part, but not the introductory and the concluding paragraph that usually come in an essay. I hope I am not confusing you. So these are the learning outcomes of my lesson today. First of all, I would explain how to write a topic sentence. I would bring examples and practically show you how to write a topic sentence and what you should need to keep in mind when it comes to writing a topic sentence or simply the first sentence of a paragraph. Then I will move on to supporting sentences and teach you the importance of brainstorming and a few brainstorming techniques. So topic sentence, I'm not going into detail on explaining these points because Ms. Radhika also have already taught you what is meant by topic sentence and so on and so forth. So the topic, it basically states the topic of the paragraph. The topic sentence basically states the topic of the paragraph or what you are actually going to talk about in the paragraph. That is mentioned in the first sentence of the paragraph itself. So if I'm reading a paragraph, I must be able to understand what I'm going to expect in the rest of the paragraph at the very moment I see the first sentence of the paragraph. It should be a very clear sentence that gives what the entire paragraph is going to be about. Then comes the supporting sentences, the sentences that follows the topic sentence, and in these sentences the topic is discussed in more detail. In other ways, you are developing the topic sentence in detail. So you can use examples, evidence, data, statistics that show your development is valid and credible. I'll come into these points later on. And then comes the concluding sentence. It is the overall main point summarized. But in my lecture today, I'm not going to talk about the concluding sentence. I'm mainly going to focus on the topic sentence and then the supporting sentences. Okay, so a topic sentence is a complete sentence. It contains both a topic and a controlling idea. හරි topic sentence එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ සම්පූර්ණම වාක්‍යයක්. ඒකේ controlling idea එකකුත් තියෙනවා. මුළු paragraph එකේ topic එක මොකක්ද කියලා කියනවා. I will explain to you what is meant by it contains both a topic and a controlling idea. මේකෙන් අදහස් කරලා තියෙන්නේ මොකක්ද කියලා මම ඔයාලට කියන්නම්. So when you come to writing a topic, right, you need to narrow down a specific topic before you start writing a paragraph, right? So this is how you can write a topic sentence, right? With its controlling idea. You give the topic and the controlling idea, and I'm going to show you how to do it, right? So you have to take a particular topic and you have to narrow it down to a point that you will finally feel that, okay, the information that I've given in this first sentence or the information that I've given in this topic sentence can be discussed in my paragraph, right? So this narrowed down topic will be your topic sentence. First, you're going to look at the topic and you're going to narrow it down and write one clear sentence, which is going to be your topic sentence. Now let us look at an example. For example, think that you are going to write about environmental pollution. But environmental pollution is a very broad topic. It's normally an essay type topic. You normally can write an essay, not only a paragraph. The reason is there are a lot of information that can be included when it comes to environmental pollution. For example, you can talk about how it happens. Deforestation, chemicals released from factories, garbage disposal. These are all how environmental pollution can happen. Then there's another side of environmental pollution. They are the consequences. Killing of plants and animals, disturbs human life, diseases, natural disasters, and so on. So imagine if you go to write all these in one paragraph, it's going to be very confusing, right? and the reader won't be able to follow your ideas. You're talking about how it happens, you're talking about the consequences, and look at this disturbs human life. Even this is a topic where we can elaborate and go on and on talking, right? So instead of writing on environmental pollution, perhaps we can narrow environmental pollution to the topic of ocean pollution, right? But when it comes to ocean pollution as well, how there are so many ways that ocean pollution can happen. It can happen because of industrial waste, agricultural waste, or residential waste. It can also happen because of plastic. It can also happen because of the release of chemicals from factories, and it can also happen through oil spills, right? So now we have moved on to narrow down environmental pollution to ocean pollution. And from ocean pollution, instead of going to talk about all these, maybe we can talk about the relationship between ocean pollution and oil spills and how it affects on sea life. Okay, I hope you can understand. So we are narrowing down the topic to a point that can be discussed in one paragraph. Environmental pollution කියලා තිබ්බේ ocean pollution වලට අපි අඩු කරනවා. මොකද environmental pollution කියන්නේ ලොකු මාතෘකාවක්. ඒක අපිට paragraph එකකින් ලියන්න අමාරුයි. ඒතර ocean pollution ගත්තත් ocean pollution සිද්ධ වෙන විවිධ ක්‍රම තියෙනවා. එතකොට මේ ක්‍රම ඔක්කොම දාලා අපිට එක පැරග්‍රාෆ් එකක් ඇතුලේ ලියන්න පොඩ්ඩක් අමාරුයි. කරුණු පැහැදිලි කරගෙන යන්න ටිකක් අමාරුයි. ඒ හන්දා ocean pollution අතරිනුත් අපි oil spills කියන ocean pollution සිද්ධ වෙන ක්‍රමය සහ ඒ හරහා මුහුදු ජීවීන්ට ඇතිවන බලපෑම පිළිබඳව අපේ පැරග්‍රාෆ් එක ලියන්න අපි හිතනවා. හරි. Then so now here we spoke about environmental pollution, and when we moved about ocean pollution, and we are going to specifically talk about the oil spills and on how it's going to affect sea life. So our topic sentence can be oil spills have a detrimental effect on sea life, right? Oil spills have a detrimental effect on sea life. So sea life, right? Or you can even say oil spills cause serious issues on sea life. So it's not about environmental pollution, and it's not all types of ocean pollution, but on oil spills and how it's going to affect sea life. We have to narrow down a topic when we are going to write about it in a paragraph. These are images that I got from internet in case you are unaware of what is meant by oil spills. This is what has happened in Sri Lanka due to the Express Pearl ship and the New Diamond ship. And these are the effects of oil spills caused by these two ships, right? So we are now going to talk about how oil spills have a detrimental effect on sea life. So let me summarize the points up to now. First of all, we took a general topic like environmental pollution, and then we narrowed down the topic a little to ocean pollution, and then we are moving to specific topics, ocean pollution in relation to oil spills, and then we go on to be very specific about our topic, and we're going to talk about how oil spills effect on sea life, not effect on sea life. If I move on to one of your subject related topics, now these are general topics like environmental pollution, human resource management, right? It's very difficult for us to write a whole paragraph on. It's very difficult to write on human resource management within one paragraph, right? So perhaps we can narrow down the topic and say human resource management is important for an organization in two main aspects, right? So the topic is about human resource management, and the controlling idea is two main aspects. We are only going to talk about two main aspects. There can be so many important aspects of human resource management to an organization, for an organization. But here we are only going to talk about two main aspects, right? So this is the controlling idea. You're only going to talk about two main aspects in this particular paragraph. So this is a homework that I want you to try on your own, individually or in groups. Narrow the below topics to a specific aspect that could be written in one paragraph. Right now, when we take school, university, sports, these are all very broad topics. It's very difficult to write about these topics in one paragraph. So you can try on your own, or maybe with your friend, try to narrow down these topics so that you can write one good paragraph on one of these topics. That is one homework that I want you to do. If you are finding this difficult, perhaps you can move on to your favorite subject and maybe write on that favorite subject just like this, right? So on your own, you have to learn how to write a topic sentence correctly, right? It should have the topic and the controlling idea. See whether you can use these topics and try to create a topic sentence that will have enough of information for you to write within one paragraph. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the supporting sentences of a paragraph. What can we include and what is a supporting sentence? So as I told you before, supporting sentences are sentences that discuss the topic in detail, right? It's going to give more details on the topic sentence or the first sentence that you have written. So you can include evidence, you can use data, statistics, examples. These all can be supporting sentences. All these evidence, data, examples can be used as supporting sentences in your paragraph. So from where can you find these evidence? If you read case studies, surveys, research findings, then you can find good examples, good evidence to include as supporting sentences of your paragraph. Now, when it comes to writing paragraphs on your particular subject, you can refer to the reading material that are recommended by your lecturers, right? So if you are going to write something related to a particular subject, then you can refer to the recommended books, and from these books you will be able to find good points to support your your topic sentence and to write a good paragraph. So when it comes to academic writing, it should be supporting sentences. supporting sentences should be valid, current, and relevant. You just can't include your own experience just because something happened to you. It is normally not considered as good evidence or good supporting sentences. They have to be valid, current, and of course relevant to what you are writing. Then only they will be considered as good evidence and also as good supporting sentences. Okay, now I'm going to explain how to write supporting sentences, what you can do in order to generate supporting sentences, right? So brainstorming is one method that is used when you need to generate ideas with regard to a particular topic. Brainstorming for ideas can help you start writing more quickly and save time in the later stages of the writing, right? So once you brainstorm, if you first brainstorm and then start writing, it becomes very quick and very easy, and it saves a lot of time, right? So if you start writing without brainstorming, then it's very difficult to write a well-organized paragraph because you're just writing whatever that comes to your mind. Okay, but if instead if you start using a brainstorming technique, and then if you move on to using the points that you gathered through brainstorming, then you will be writing a more well-organized paragraph with more important points, right? So today I'm going to talk about two brainstorming methods. One is called free writing, right? Now you learned how to write a topic sentence, right? Or you know the topic that you are going to write about. So first of all, you have to write the topic at the top of your paper, and then you have to write as much as you can in relation to your topic, right? Whatever idea that comes, you first write the topic and then you write whatever idea that comes to your mind in relation to your topic. Do not go to think about grammar or spelling mistakes or whether they are relevant or not. No, you just keep on writing. That's why it is called free writing, right? Whatever related to your topic, or whether it's not related, just keep on writing. Okay, so you can include items as facts, details, and examples, right? All this can be included, right? Then once you have written the points, you can reread the paper and circle the main ideas that you would like to develop. Right now, if we go back to the environmental pollution, as I told you, there are consequences of environmental pollution, and then how environmental pollution happens and all those. But once you cannot, as I said, you cannot include all those into a paragraph. So you have to think what you are going to develop in your paragraph, right? So reread the paper and circle the main ideas that you would like to develop. And then take that main idea and free write again, right? So this is an example. So this is my topic sentence: oil spills have a detrimental effect on sea life. And these are the ideas that came into my mind when it comes to oil spills. It kills marine mammals, then causes skin diseases, there are difficulty in breathing. Then this is evidence that I was able to find when I searched on the topic of oil spills and the effect of sea life, right? So I have some evidence. Then there are direct issues of direct contact, indirect contact, and also I have also said that animals or sea species might lose their eyesight, right? So kill marine and mammals. I can find a few examples like whales, dolphins, and seals, right? So that's why I have written a few more on this particular point. Then direct contact. Sorry. Now let's move on to kill marine and mammals. How can the marine mammals be killed? It can happen through skin diseases and also through difficulty in breathing. So these can be included in one paragraph. As you can see, I have points to develop a paragraph, right? Then I can maybe another paragraph, how oil spills affect sea life directly as well as indirectly. Maybe I can include these 2 points together and then write another separate paragraph on the topic of oil spills have a detrimental effect on sea life, right? But lose their eyesight. I haven't included any point in front of this, so maybe lose the eyesight can also go under how it directly how it affects sea life when they are directly affected with oil spills, right? So you have to write the topic at the top of your page and then write whatever idea that comes to your mind and then circle the ideas that you think that you can develop or ideas that you can include more points and then keep on writing on those points as well. This is how you are going to collect information for you to write your paragraph, right? So now look at this. It's not a this slide is not well organized because it's everything that came into my mind, right? So if I started writing my paragraph without brainstorming, this is how my paragraph is going to be. It's not well organized. There are points that should be included as well as should be kept out, points that may become under other topics, right? So just don't go to write directly. First of all, brainstorm your ideas and then only you have to move on to writing or answering your questions. This is a good method even when it comes to writing exam papers. As soon as you see your exam paper and as soon as you read a question, do not start writing. Try to brainstorm ideas. Use the free writing method and write as much as you can in a rough sheet. And then you will see, okay, there are points that can be included, perhaps, and that can be kept out. There are points that come together and there are certain points that go with other aspects, right? So you can organize your points very well. Okay. Then human resource management. This is my topic sentence. Human resource management is important for an organization in 2 main aspects, right? So this is my topic sentence. So one of my aspects is that financially secure an organization. Human resource management helps to financially secure an organization. Then my other point is it creates a friendly working environment, right? So I say that human resource management is important for an organization in 2 main aspects. And I can't just say it finances secure an organization and stop. No, I need to give evidence. I need to give examples. I need to add findings to show how it financially helps an organization, right? So I have circled my 2 main points and then have started free writing on those points that I want to elaborate, right? So financial secure and organization through it helps in time management, organization, and utilization of workforce. Okay, so that is one aspect. I have told that there are 2 main aspects. Out of them, this is one aspect. I'm going to give this point, and then I'm going to give my evidence, my examples, my findings to say how human resource management is important for an organization. Then, since my topic sentence says 2 main points, then I have to talk about the next main point as well. So, firstly, it helps to financially secure an organization. Then I give my examples, my evidence, my findings, and then I move on and say, secondly, it helps to create a friendly working environment. And then I go to support my second point. How? Appreciation of workforce performance, implementation of reward system for employees, professional development of workers, right? This is how it creates a friendly working environment. So, as you can see, more than this slide, this is much, sorry, much better when it comes to organization, right? So I have my point and I have my evidence, my example that I'm going to give for that. Then I have my second point, and then I have my examples that I'm going to use to support my second aspect, right? So this is how you have to gather information to write your paragraph through the free writing technique. Now, first of all, I gave you an activity and I told you to narrow down a topic sentence. I asked you to narrow down this to a topic sentence. So now what I'm asking is, what are the supporting sentences for your narrowed down topic? Now, if you actually wrote a topic sentence on school, right? What will be the supporting sentences? What examples and evidence were you able to find? Right? So that is your next activity. Now you are little by little developing your paragraph, right? First of all, you thought of a topic and you narrowed it down to a topic sentence, which has the topic plus the controlling idea. And then now you are going to see the supporting sentences, right? What are the supporting sentences that you can include? And try to gather the supporting sentences with the brainstorming technique of free writing. Okay, brainstorm by free writing on one of the following topics. Follow the following steps, right? So online learning, learning English in my country. I want you to follow the 4 steps and try to find supporting sentences for these, right? So what are the 4 stages? Write the topic at the top of your paper. Write as much as you can until you run out of ideas. Include supporting items as facts, details, and examples that come into your mind about the subject. After you have run out of ideas, reread the paper and circle the main idea or ideas that you would like to develop, and take that main idea and free write again. Okay, so brainstorm by free writing on one of the following topics. Online learning. What points can you find for this? Learning English in my country. You can talk about the positive side, or you can talk even about the negative side. Whatever you are going to write in the paragraph, right? Try to free write and gather as much points as you can to write your paragraph. They can be relevant or irrelevant points, but since it's still only free writing and not actually writing the paragraph, you can write whatever you want, and then out of those you can decide and take the points that you need to write your supporting sentences. Okay, now I'm going to talk about another brainstorming technique that is called clustering. Clustering is another brainstorming activity that you can do to generate ideas. In the center of your paper, write your topic and draw a balloon around it. Then write whatever idea come to you in balloons around the four balloon. Right? So this, I've just taken a very simple example. My father. So my father is the main topic that I'm going to talk about, right? And then all the points that came in relation to my father, all the things that came to my mind, I've written all of them in balloons. Sorry. Now, keep in mind, students, when it comes to these two brainstorming methods, one is free writing and one is clustering. Some are good at clustering, whereas some are good at free writing. Now, if I take myself as an example, I normally use the free writing method, not the clustering technique. It's more or less the same, but still, I am not used to drawing a lot of balloons and linking one idea to another. I'm more comfortable in writing whatever comes to my mind and then deciding on what I should include and what I should not include. Whereas there are another set of people who are very comfortable in clustering ideas because this is the method that helps them in their writing. So you decide by and think whether you are going to use free writing, clustering, or are you going to use both the methods when you need to gather points to answer a particular exam question or when you have to write a paragraph on a particular topic. You can use either clustering or free writing, whatever method that is comfortable for you. Since we are still at the stage of learning, you can try both of these methods and see which one is easier for you and then use that particular method later on when it comes to answering questions or writing paragraphs. Okay, so you have another homework, right? Use the clustering technique for 10 minutes to generate ideas about a member of your family. Right now, I have used my father and I have written all the points that came into my head when it comes to my father, right? He likes to cook, he's a religious person, gives 10% of income to the church, he goes to church every Sunday, so these points are all connected, right? Whereas likes to cook is another separate point. Then workaholic, stays late at office, works 6 days a week, hardly takes a vacation, he has heart problems, and so on, right? So in order to practice clustering, I want you to take 10 minutes and use the clustering brainstorming method and try to generate ideas about one of your family members. Now keep in mind, I told you when it comes to academic writing, when it comes to writing answers on subject matters, your information, your supporting sentences, your examples, they all need to be valid, relevant, and current, right? But whereas when it comes to writing about a family member, which is not a subject matter, whether it's valid, current, or relevant, is not that much concern because it's not a subject matter. I write, as look at this, I wrote whatever came into my mind about my father, right? Because it's a personal question, a personal matter that we are discussing. But when it comes to writing about academic, when it comes to writing about subject matter, you have to use valid, relevant, good examples and evidence, right? So in order to practice the clustering technique, you can do this activity. And perhaps then you can use the clustering technique and go to your subject, your special subject, and write on it. For example, human resource management. What comes to your mind when it comes to human resource management? Can you cluster certain points together? What are the most important aspects of human resource management and what can be left out? And information technology, if we take information technology as a subject, or if you take marketing as a subject, what are the most important aspects of marketing? What points go together? What are the evidence? What are the research findings? And so on and so forth, right? Try this on one of your family members and then move on and try to write it in relation to one of your subject matters and see how good you are in gathering information through the clustering method to write points, supporting sentences to your paragraph. Okay, now this is a whole paragraph I have included, and this is the first paragraph that I have included in my slides so far. So all this time I was teaching you how to write a good paragraph, what you should include, what you should leave out, how to write a topic sentence, what is meant by a topic sentence, what is the topic and what is the controlling idea in a topic. I hope you were able to understand those. And then there are a lot of supporting sentences here. This is a very well organized paragraph, right? So this is what I also expect from you when you come to write paragraphs, right? So if we look at this, it has a very clear topic sentence, right? Gold, a precious metal, is prized for two important characteristics. So the topic is about gold, and the controlling idea is that it's important for two important characteristics. So now when I look at this topic sentence, I know that, okay, this paragraph is going to be about gold and about two important characteristics. Why it is prized for two important characteristics, right? So gold and two important characteristics. That is what's going to be in this particular paragraph. As soon as I read the topic sentence, I know what I am to expect in the rest of the paragraph. So it says, gold, a precious metal, is prized for two important characteristics. First of all, gold has a lustrous beauty that is resistant to corrosion, right? So the writer says, gold, a precious metal, is prized for two important characteristics. And then he goes to talk about the first one. So he says, first of all, gold has a lustrous beauty that is resistant to corrosion, right? So he or she gives the first reason as to why gold is prized for two important characteristics. And then he brings some nice examples, nice evidence, nice points as supporting sentences to support this point. Okay, therefore, it is suitable for jewelry, coins, and ornamental purposes, right? And then gold never needs to be polished and will remain beautiful forever, right? So first of all, gold has lustrous beauty that is resistant to corrosion. Then, therefore, it is suitable for jewelry, coins, and ornamental purposes. Then another point comes and says gold never needs to be polished and will remain beautiful forever. For example, a Macedonian coin remains as untarnished today as the day it was minted 23 centuries ago, right? So the writer starts with a good topic sentence and says that there are two important characteristics. Then he starts talking about the first characteristic and then bring good examples and evidence and supporting sentences to support that particular point. And then the writer moves on to the next point, the other important characteristic. And the writer says, another important characteristic of gold is its usefulness to industry and science. So two important characteristics. One, it's about its beauty, and then how it's important for industry and science. For many years, it has been used in hundreds of industrial applications. The most recent use of gold is in astronauts' suits. Astronauts wear gold-plated heat shields for protection outside space ships, right? So can you see how well this paragraph has been organized? The writer says there are two important points, and the writer just does not mention the 2 points and stop. He has brought evidence, right? Supporting points, right? Good examples. And the writer has shown how it is actually important. And then the writer moves on to another point, and then bring good examples, evidence in order to back up that point. And then the writer comes to the conclusion and actually includes a concluding sentence as well, and says, in conclusion, gold is precious not only for its beauty, but also for its utility, right? So as I told you, I'm not going into detail on the concluding sentence of a paragraph, but in the following lessons on paragraph writing, you will be able to understand how to write a good concluding sentence. Today, I tried to teach you how to write a topic sentence and how you can generate ideas to write supporting sentences for the particular topic sentence that you wrote. Okay, so this is an activity that I want you to do. It's a homework. You can write one paragraph on the effect of global warming. The word limit is 150 to 200 words. It's not an essay, it's a paragraph, just one paragraph, a paragraph like this, right? With 150 to 200 words. Since I'm not able to see your handwritten documents, perhaps you can type it on a Word document, or else you can write it and then take a photograph of it and you can email it to me. So use Times New Roman 12 as a font size, and the subject of the email, please name it as BCC 1340 paragraph writing activity. So then I know, okay, this is an activity that the students have sent to me. This is my email address, michelle@sjp.ac.lk. So what you have to do is write one paragraph on the effects of global warming. This is a site, right? You can go to this site and then you can find a lot of good points, good examples, good evidence to use as supporting sentences of your paragraph, right? So before I end my lesson today, let me once again summarize of what I have been teaching you today. First of all, I told you what a topic sentence is. The topic sentence normally has a topic and it has a controlling idea. Then I told you that we cannot write a paragraph with whatever information we have. We need to narrow down the topic to a particular aspect that we can actually, so that we can actually write about it within a paragraph. So I took the example of environmental pollution, and I told environmental pollution is too broad. Perhaps we can move on to ocean pollution. And then I said, even ocean pollution, when it comes to ocean pollution happens in many ways. And there are many consequences, right? So ocean pollution can happen due to plastic, due to chemicals, due to oil spills, and so on. So we are going to talk about ocean pollution and oil spills and how it affects sea life. not oil spills and how it affects human life, but we are going to talk about oil spills and how it affects sea life. So we narrowed down our topic, and our final topic sentence was that ocean oil spills has a serious effect on sea life. That was our topic sentence, right? Then I took another example on it, human resource management, and I told human resource management is too broad. Therefore, our topic sentence was human resource management is important for an organization in two main aspects, right? See, look at this. Now, even if we take gold, there are so many characteristics, so many good qualities of gold, but we cannot talk about all of that. So we have narrowed down the topic sentence to a particular point where we can actually write about it in a paragraph, right? Then afterwards, I moved on to talk about supporting sentences, and I showed you what we can use as supporting sentences: evidence, research findings, examples, and they should be valid, relevant, and current when it comes to writing academic answers. And I told you how to brainstorm through clustering and through free writing in order to generate ideas to write your supporting sentences. And then finally, I showed you the paragraph on gold, which is a paragraph that is well written. And I showed you how the writer has the written the paragraph in a well organized manner. So that's it for today. I hope that most of you will, or all of you will send me a paragraph on global warming. Please refer to this site and try to find information. See how good you are in writing a topic sentence, and see how good you are in writing relevant, valid, current supporting sentences to your paragraph. If you are finding it difficult to write about effects of global warming, and if you prefer to write on your particular subject matter, even that is totally fine. Perhaps you can refer to one of the books that were recommended by one of your lecturers, and then maybe you can write a topic sentence and then include the supporting ideas and write a good paragraph and send that paragraph to me. That's it for today. Thank you.